don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You've got a second chance, you could go home.
Back to the age of 25, 50% of your eggs die, and around 30, about 90% of your eggs die. Considering it's completely taboo to have a child at the age of 17, which is actually biologically one of our prime times to bear a child. And you have to wait until you get a college degree or else your life is over. So realistically, you have a very tiny time frame from say the age of 21 to maybe 30 to really find a mate, bear a child, and create a family, whereas you have the next 30 years to build a career. Society sold us a lie.
I see so many TikToks talking about how being an independent woman is so much better, and it's amazing that you don't have to depend on anyone else. But I'm exhausted. I own my own house. I'm in the process of buying my ex out. I can pay my own bills. I work full-time 5 days a week. I'm a full-time single mum. And I think it's just exhausting because of how lonely it can be. So I go out, I go clubbing just to be surrounded by people for my one night a week that I don't have my baby boy. And I'm lonely, and it's sad because all I do is cook, I clean, I take care of my son, and I work. And I hate this system, and I hate the dating scene. If you've been single, you know what the dating scene looks like in 2023. It's non-existent. It's a bunch of just people in hookup culture, and as much as I've tried to do that, it's not for me. It just makes me feel worse about myself. But being lonely is something that really hurts, and I don't know how to improve that when I've tried almost everything.
She endeavored to embody the qualities of an independent woman and a single mother, responsibly managing all her financial obligations. However, despite her efforts, she struggles to establish a meaningful connection with a partner. My attempt to navigate the hookup culture only exacerbated her emotional wounds, leading her to harbor disdain for various aspects of life. Consequently, she finds herself fatigued and isolated. This narrative serves as an illustration of the challenges modern women may face, inadvertently causing harm to their well-being in the pursuit of feminist ideals.
No, but we need to talk about something. This is like really grinding my gears today. It's like really grinding my gears. Can you tell I'm like a little out of it? Anyway, I feel like you're supposed to take it as a compliment, or like a not like other girls thing, when a guy says, how are you not snatched up already? How are you not taken? Like, what kind of crazy guy would have let you go? You're so beautiful. I'm at the point in life where I'm literally like, I don't know, ask them. Like, ask all of my ex-boyfriends who like fumbled the fucking bag. Ask them why I'm still single. Ask them why I'm still available and on these fucking dating apps. Like, don't ask me. I've been out here like offering my heart, my soul, my energy, my effort to all of these guys, and they're the ones who promise me a future and then cannot deliver. So like, let's talk to them. Let's ask them why all these gorgeous, phenomenal, successful women are still single. Let's not ask the women why they're still single, because we're out here trying. We are trying to make lemonade out of crappy, moldy lemons. We're trying. So I just don't know how to answer that question anymore. Maybe I should just send them this TikTok.
Either she has devoted her emotional energy to an unsuitable partner, or her demeanor may not align with the stability necessary to sustain a lasting relationship. When men express surprise at a woman's single status, their focus predominantly revolves around her physical appearance, often disregarding the significance of her character and personality.
OMFG, I've just signed up for Bumble last night. I cannot believe, okay, I hate to sound like a, but some of the people that send me little notes. Are you looking at yourself? Are you looking in the mirror? Like, what the am I going to do with a child in the head as a sales assistant, as a 35-year-old man that can't obviously shower or shave their beard, yet you want a woman that is a single mum and a business owner to take you seriously? I just can't fucking deal. I can't deal. And then the profiles are like, 35, 36, 37, 38, never been married, never had children. No offense against those people. But then they're like, don't know what I'm looking for, want to have kids someday. So I want to fuck you, but I'm going to give you hope that I want to settle down one day when I actually don't. I am so happy that I do never have to worry about that again. I don't need to actually have a partner. I could actually just get by. I'm not bad looking at all, and just have flings here and there as it pleases me. I need more from a partner than just flings. It just doesn't do it for me. But like, I'm really not desperate, and I'm really not worried, and I am so worried, and I'm scared for my single ladies out there that don't have kids and haven't been married yet and haven't experienced. My nurse the other week in the hospital decided to get some sperm that was donated or whatever in a clinic, and she's pregnant and she's about to have a baby. And I was like, lady, you're doing yourself a favor. Anyway, that's my rant. Dating.
In her assertion, she contends that men lack value, yet it is notable that her own value has diminished subsequent to becoming a single mother. She articulates her ability to engage in casual relationships, but expresses an inability to secure commitment from those who partake in such fleeting encounters with her.
I'm 30 and I'm single, and something that I quickly had to learn while dating at my 30s is that 30 or plus year old men would much rather date women that are on their early 20s than women that are 30 or plus years old. And I think the reason for that is because when you turn 30, you hit this wall where you don't take the same they used to take while you were in your 20s. For example, when I was at my 20s, a guy would say, yeah, I just need time. I cannot be in a serious relationship with you right now. And I would go for it and I would entertain this man. If a man comes today and says, hey, I'm not ready for a serious relationship, it's like, babe, you're 30. The hairline is going back. Like, what else do you need time for? So I quickly had to realize that I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time single, and I have to be okay with it because I cannot go back to my 20s.
Madam, our preference does not lean toward older women due to potential factors such as accumulated emotional baggage from past relationships and experiences of trauma, as well as a higher history of romantic involvement.
Well, another one bites the dust. My friend that I've been talking to for like about a month and a half or so just pulled a 180 on me. Basically saying his feelings aren't as strong as he thought they would be at this point. And while it's hard to hear, I appreciate his truth. but I want to share with you the one way that really helps me get over things like this. I have prayed for years. I said, please, if this is not the right person, yank them out of my life as fast as possible. So there must have been a reason.
This endeavor failed, and the perspective attributes it to divine intervention, absolving oneself of any personal responsibility or accountability.
Ooh, child, some women are mad at me because I said that women keep focusing on tall, dark, and handsome with a big 6 figures, and they're passing up the good guy, the nice guy that wants to take you out. Why should we have to settle, Kendra? We should have somebody on our level. Well, let me share with you guys some data. Information that I can confirm from hosting a dating show for the last 3 years. Okay, so every night I might get 100 single women who are looking for a relationship. Most of these women want committed relationships. Out of those 100 women, I may get 10 men. So let's just start right there. If I have 100 single women and 10 men, automatically every woman is not going to get a man.
Yeah.
Just from that right there, okay? There's not enough. Now, out of the 100 women, let's say out of those 10 men, there's only really 2 men that the 100 women really want to date. Okay, so now we have 100 women with 2 men. Right there, every woman is not going to get a man. This man is living in heaven. It's 2 men and 100 women want to date him. What is he going to do? He's going to pick and choose because he can. He has the options to do so.
Indeed, he possesses significant leverage, which is why women may experience being ignored by individuals like Chad. If he encounters something displeasing, he is inclined to distance himself, as he holds the upper hand in the situation.
But all of my friends who prioritized having kids in their 20s are all now single moms at 40 and divorced. I got so many of these comments on my last video, so I'm going to touch on it now. Disregarding exceptional reasons such as real abuse, the fact is 80% of women are the ones ending marriage if they have a degree. Now, I've known about this statistic way before Jordan Peterson started popping off. It was due to my own research because I saw how many of my female friends were leaving their husbands. I'm very tired of this victim mentality that has it within the female realm. It is hard to have empathy for single divorced moms when 90% of the time they are at fault for it. It is completely self-inflicted. I'm also coming from a place of self-critique because, believe it or not, just like every woman in America, I have succumbed to some of those thoughts. But we listen to social media and mass media and we tell ourselves that there's someone else there that's going to treat us even better, and we, the other party, which is our husbands, and then all the children that are involved as well. Oh, but let's not forget the vows you took. You cannot of prioritizing a family first and then working on a career, all because you have women that fall in that 90% category that left their husbands. Now just wait for this comment section to blow up on all the women that tell me they are the exception.
Guys, if you're single, I hope you take this as a sign. Hit on her. Literally hit on her. You have nothing to lose. Yeah, I wasn't into the guy. He asked for my number. I'm gonna friend zone him because he's not my type, and plus I'm not dating right now, but there's something about confident men, and if you see him in public, you'd be like, how did he get the guts to just ask a girl? And guys, just know this, every girl is gonna be awkward. Every girl is gonna be like, what the hell is he doing? Shoot your shot, because that just made my day. Like, I'm going through so much right now, guys, and if you're seeing this and there's some girl that you see every day at the gym or something, hit on her. If you go to the grocery store, what do you have to lose? Rejection? I think the biggest growth we get is when we get rejected. Just do it. I don't know who that guy is, but in my book, he's a 10 out of a 10, even though he's a 2 out of a 10 in looks. I know that's mean, guys, but there's something about confidence. And that's why a lot of guys are like, how does that girl end up with that guy? Because they have confidence. They believe in themselves, and they make someone's day. I hope you take this as a sign.
Okay, I don't know if anybody else feels this way on here, but I'm just a little tipsy and I'm gonna ramble. I'm turning 27 in a few weeks, and I actually love getting older so much. Like, I I truly do love my age, and I feel like every year that I've aged, but like each year, I truly feel like I've loved my life more and more. I really mean that. So like I with being 26 now, 27, but like with getting older also comes this weird sense of reflection and these moments of being like, oh, like I'm 27, I'm single, I have roommates who I adore and are my literal best friends, but I'm sleeping in a full bed. It's not that that specifically matters, but I just feel like in the context of thinking about aging, it sort of sometimes feels like, I don't know, just like this isn't, in so many ways where I'm at in my life, it's exactly where I thought I would be and also not where I thought I would be, in the best and the worst ways. Not the worst ways, that's the wrong phrasing, but I don't know, like I went out tonight, I'm walking home, blasting music in my AirPods, like literally feeling like I can conquer the world. And then I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm like kind of lonely.
I'm heading out into the world to find something to live for. I will probably end up at the ocean, try to make some memories, take some photos. Just want to go to bed tonight having done something that felt like I lived. Like I'm just rotting. Every fucking day I'm rotting all alone. I'm outside. Wow, there's a sky. Shit, when is the last time I left the house? I only got out of bed to pee yesterday. I peed a lot, so I was, you know, had a busy day. I just want to go to sleep, feeling like I was part of this world today. Being outside's exhausting.
Regrettably, this is the actuality that numerous women may encounter once they reach a point where they maintain superficial and unrealistic expectations for men, opting to remain solitary rather than settle for anyone deemed less than ideal, such as individuals fitting the archetype of Chad or Tyrone.
I have a question for you guys. What's going on with guys not approaching women anymore? Like, if I make eye contact with you and you're checking me out and you're staring at me for like 10 minutes, I don't know, maybe stop being creepy and come up and say hello? I don't know. Food for thought. Like, why aren't you guys approaching women anymore? Like, I was at a bar and everyone is in their own groups, not approaching strangers. Like, not one guy, not even just for me, not one guy went up to a girl and just started talking to her. It was so weird. And I'm like, how am I supposed to meet people?
Individuals refrain from engaging in conversations with women due to concerns about being accused of assault. Some women have expressed discomfort, labeling men as creepy and highlighting an excess of attention. Paradoxically, the absence of men initiating conversations now leads to unhappiness. It is essential to navigate and accept the consequences of one's desires and actions.
Ladies, I know it's scary, but go ahead and ask out that guy. Last night, I asked out the guy that I've liked for such a long time. I did that. And did he say yes? Absolutely not. Because if you're in your mid-30s, you know that said divorce directly played into your ability to have children. The hardest part of my divorce, and I don't know if this is the case for other people, but for me, the hardest part is feeling like I am perpetually in an alternate timeline. And it feels like that because I never pictured a future or a reality where I wasn't going to be with my ex-husband and the community and family that we had.
And I just find myself, like, over and over experiencing these moments of, like, just, it's not supposed to be this way. Or, like, I feel like I'm in the wrong timeline. I had a moment this morning where I was emptying the dishwasher and just putting dishes away, and I just broke down thinking, like, this isn't supposed to be my silverware. This is not supposed to be my plates. This isn't supposed to be my kitchen. All of this is wrong. How did I end up here? And I'm trying so hard to find the good parts of this new reality or dimension that I'm in. And I am finding them in pieces, but the loss and the pain and the confusion of what I thought my life was.
This is not easy. Coming out later in life, losing the stability of an 18-year relationship that I needed to leave anyways, but the stability, this is scary. So if anyone thinks that, like, I got my shit together, I don't. I have no idea what I am doing. So I'm FaceTiming my kid, and he bangs his head. And he starts crying, but I can't go and hug him. That is the hardest part of co-parenting, not being able to be there. And he's crying, saying, I love you, mommy. I just want to be there and hug him. So hard.
Our sympathies do not lie with you, Mom, but rather with the children who we must delicately console, having to explain that their mother chose to depart in pursuit of a more liberated lifestyle. Despite incessantly airing her grievances on TikTok about the church member's rejection, one must question her expectations post-divorce from the pastor.
I ran into someone yesterday since coming out and everything, and it was probably the hardest interaction I've had yet. For about 8 years, I was a youth pastor at a church. And I had a core group of about 6 girls that I would mentor. Like, I would go to their sport games and their concerts and their shows, and I was really just there to encourage them and build them up. And one of my closest students, I ran into her yesterday. And I was in shock, and I just went in like, oh my God, hi! And the look she gave me was like disgust. Now, I didn't feel shame, and so that's fucking exciting. I didn't feel any shame, but I was sad afterwards. Then I realized how much time I had invested in people, and that they accepted me as a certain version. I was still Jessie then. Like, I didn't change. I got better. Fuck yeah, I got better. Kind of ripped my heart out. Made me really sad. It's been a long time since I've been around church people like that.
Your student's sense of betrayal towards you is justified as your actions starkly contradict the principles you instilled in them. Many modern women seek unrestricted power and freedom without fully recognizing the corresponding weight of responsibility. The following clip illustrates the profound influence of social media on the discontent and depression prevalent among modern women. While viewing this segment, observe how a woman in her middle age dedicates her entire life to an app that could vanish abruptly. Consider this: if a mature woman can dissolve her marriage due to TikTok, what might younger women be inclined to do? Let's proceed with the viewing.
Once again, my TikTok family has just been there. And I never would have thought that a social media app would literally, like, be my lifeline. I never would have thought this, guys. I'm so thankful, and I've been absent on here for good reason. I never in a million years would have thought that this process would be as difficult as it has been. And yes, I'm vague booking, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be for safety. And I just had friends, and guys, I've met these people like once, twice, a couple times. They're like, you can come hang out. I just don't know what I would have done without this community. You guys have been my lifeline. I've been learning so much about myself and relationships and friendships and how I work and function, and y'all are healing me. Like, I have so much gratitude, and I just can't thank you enough. I am okay. I don't need any messages about and trying to rescue me, none of that shit. I am not that girl from a year ago. I'm not. But to be able to give love and receive love and be able to, like, say, yes, I need help. That's a new thing for me. And this past year has taught me that, and you guys have done that. This is my angel. My sister gave it to me. It's my guardian angel. Guardian of peace, comfort me. Y'all are my guardians of peace. Thank you.
Now we can see the rationale behind why nearly 18% of contemporary women rely on various forms of antidepressant medication.
Dear men over 50, leave those young girls alone and find yourself an older woman, someone who can recognize the signs of a stroke.
It is presumed that a gentleman above the age of 50 may incline towards the preference of passing away in the embrace of a youthful and aesthetically pleasing woman, as opposed to enduring a relationship with a disagreeable woman who is considered to have surpassed her prime or lost her allure.
Hey guys, so today I'm gonna let you guys in on a little something. So pretty much when you're with a girl and she just wants you to pay for everything, she doesn't really want to be with you. She doesn't really want to love you. Because a girl who really wants to be with you isn't going to ask you to pay for her nails. She's not going to ask you to give her money to go shopping. She's not. When a real woman wants you and doesn't want to use you, actually, the only thing she's going to want from you is your time. That's it. That's all she'll want. Nothing else but your time. And all those other women, they don't. They just want your money. They don't give a about you. So know the difference.
Finally, my first time getting hit on in Home Depot, and he's not even attractive.
Yeah, the bird's eye view in that video is definitely not intentional. Nice ankh necklace, by the way. I'm sure you're super Egyptian. And we're back down. Couple things here. Number one, you said finally. Was it a goal? You just been doing laps around the pro desk there, hoping a 45-year-old general contractor is gonna make you wife number 4? He wasn't even attractive. Just goes to show that the difference between harassment and flirting is a push-up and a haircut away. Side note, that might not work for all of you. Some of you have to get real funny real fast, but I digress.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm here all the time. So for all you people who are like, go to Home Depot, that's where all the men are. No, they're not.
I'm gonna need you to pump the brakes there, Pumpkin Spice. I'm sure your Pinterest project at home is the real bee's knees, but the depot is heavily male-dominated. And what is wrong with that guy? Trying to pick up one project while he's already hired to do another one? That's just bad business practice, if you ask me. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.
Whoop. I know why. Pick me. Pick me. I know why. I know why. I know why. Okay, I want to be your bestie. So first of all, bar none, thank you. Sorry, couldn't find the original video. Too lazy to look. I had to weigh in on this one because this just smells desperate. Really, really desperate. See, he can't talk to you, girlie. He can't talk to you. You're dangerous. When he follows you around the store, that's harassment. When he compliments you, it's sexual harassment. When he asks you out, it's sexual harassment. You see, that's the world we're living in. You've created the harassment platform, and now he can't talk to you. It's a risk. It's a risk to his job. It's a risk to his business. Could be a risk to his marriage 9 times out of 10. I'm not sure if you know that 70% of these contractors are pretty much married. Because they have us at home taking care of the books, answering customer service calls, replying to emails. Yeah. I was married to one for 25 years. I can't tell you how many times he came home and told me all about the women wandering around Home Depot trying to find men and how desperate they were. I think feminism has really fucked some shit up. And now y'all are lonely and sad and kind of pathetic because you're singing the blues. You can't find a man. Well, you reduce yourself to your cleavage, hanging that camera up high and asking, why can't I find a man? Girlie, because you're dangerous. Your life ending, bank ending, marriage ending, business ending. You're just ending. So he can't. He just can't. Sorry, not sorry.
It's that time of year again, guys. Welcome to Ansley's Dating Rap 2023. Okay, so the goal of my year was to obviously find a boyfriend. That didn't happen, but yeah. First dates. I went on 2 first dates. It's a very low number, I know. Guys these days don't do dates, apparently. But the 2 that I did go on took them more after. Situationships, the worst of the worst. Like, what are we? It literally says it right there. I was in 6. Yeah. Where do we meet these men? At a frat? In LA? TikTok and at a party. Who ended things? So you can see I ended a lot of them because I get the ick so easy. I'm like, I don't want to date you, But then 2 did end it with me, and I was lucky, like, heartbroken. I was like, bro, that kind of hurt. Crushes. These are the guys that I, like, actually liked. So, you know, I was in 6 situationships, but only 2 of them made it to my crush list, because I did want to date those guys. I had 4 crushes overall. The other 2 guys, I haven't really told I have a crush on, but I think they know. And yeah. The positives of this year. They were all cute. Yeah. They're not great guys. Some of them. I got to go skiing and I met one of my best friends. And I love her. And then I introduced my parents to one of them. I guess that's a good thing. The negatives. Half were F-boys. This generation, man. I cried a lot. Like, oh my God, I cried so much. I spent too much money on them. I'm too nice. I spent too much money on boys, like, hello? And then one of them called me mommy, and I got the ick. Self-explanatory. Honorable mentions. The boy who got me flowers when I got heartbroken. Like, that was the sweetest freaking thing. This is one of my guy best friends, but I'm like, oh my God. Deserves to be mentioned. The boy that made me pay for everything. I feel like you owe me money. The boy I still talk to. In conclusion, I'm still single. So like, 2024, please, like, give me a boyfriend. Thanks. Love you all.
What will make a woman happy is having a family, serving her husband, raising the next generation. And
okay, so get off the mic and go do that. How is hubby gonna get his braised chicken and apple pie by 7 o'clock when you've been talking on social media all day? You got work to do. I really can't stand these women on social media who want to tell the rest of us to, like, be obedient and submit. Oh, but you're the exception, right? Because you get to have an opinion, you get to have a platform. You think you just get to be the chosen messenger for men's interests? No, there's self-interest there too. You're not slick.
In the present video presentation, I aim to highlight the viewpoints of contemporary women, particularly focusing on a single mother who demonstrates resilience in facing the challenges of her circumstances. Prior to proceeding, I kindly encourage you to engage with this content by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your insightful comments based on your own experiences. Your contributions play a pivotal role in extending this valuable content to a wider audience, specifically benefiting men who may find it beneficial.
The thing. Anytime a conservative criticizes something that they see on social media, like any number of these crazy trans teachers that are trying to groom your children, you always have people saying, oh, well, what about live and let live? They're just minding their own business. Why can't you let someone be happy? But we know that the left doesn't actually mean that, because anytime someone even remotely traditional or conservative does the same, case in point these trad wives, they are attacked. And there's not many leftists saying, hang on, why don't we just live and let live with these ladies? They're not doing anything wrong. In fact, quite the opposite. We actually have hit pieces on trad wives that are asserting they're spreading far-right propaganda. I'm not even kidding. We have this from the New York Post. TikTok's viral trad wife trend accused of romanticizing an era where sexism and racism ruled. That's right. Ladies, if you have a blog or you make TikTok videos talking about how you like to cook and these are different recipes, and your husband, he's the one who goes outside of the home for work, so you can spend more of your time just focusing on, things like your children or the housekeeping. Did you know you're actually spreading racism?
In contemporary society, there exists a prevailing expectation that failing to align with the perspectives of a minority group brands one as an oppressor. Expressing divergence from the prescribed narrative aimed at reassuring a specific demographic about their lives is met with criticism, particularly when a woman, adhering to traditional roles, chooses to depict the positive facets of her daily experiences or the gratification derived from being a stay-at-home wife or mother. She is often subject to unwarranted censure. Such actions tend to label her as a supremacist or an agent of the government, merely for showcasing seemingly mundane aspects, such as baking a cake in a video. This situation starkly contrasts with the behavior exhibited by young boys displaying interest in a girl they like, despite causing mild inconvenience. Similarly, the reaction of certain contemporary women towards traditional women mirrors this discomfort, albeit to a heightened extent. The traditional woman's mere existence serves as a constant reminder to the modern woman of what she might perceive herself to lack: a devoted wife, a nurturing mother, and a woman esteemed by her husband. For many among the latter group, time has progressed, and they find themselves confronted by an unyielding reality: the inexorable passage of time that does not pardon the diminishing prospects of certain aspirations.
Okay, let's dig right in. So I don't usually bring my personal life into this page, but I think that this comment, and many by men, would merit this. So I got married at 23, and I had 3 children, willingly and wanting to. And if you ever are a mother, I would tell you that I love my children more than I love myself. It makes me cry. But so I was married to a professional baseball player, still am, and over the years, life, I just was living and realizing that I wasn't very happy. But my dad died when I was 50. I'm 56 now. And I went on a journey of self-discovery, which is so common. And I came to the realization that I had been being quite verbally and mentally abused for most of my marriage. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to verbalize it. I had a lot of shame. I realized it, and I didn't have enough confidence or understanding to actually identify it as abuse. Over the years, I knew I wanted my children to have the same father. So I stayed, and I hoped, and I hoped, and I stayed. And one day, I was done. And I left a total of 3 times. The last one was just 3 years ago. And I was finally done. I have holes in my walls in my house from before. And then that broke my husband. Then he got COVID and was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And that was his epiphany. Well, unfortunate, it took so many years for him to turn around. He knows even today that I'm not tolerating that anymore. So when you say that I'm on my high horse at this stage of my life, I feel that, yeah, I am. I've earned it. I've claimed my life back. But I wanted to keep my family unit in such a manner where it stayed intact. And now my kids come over on Sundays and we have dinners and we enjoy each other and we are a family unit. So this comment, should I have left? 1,000%, 1,000%, but I didn't. And now that my children are grown and we have this amazing, amazing family unit, which to me is the ultimate achievement as a mother, which is my decision. So my journey, whatever your judgment is, I totally get it.
Each marital union traverses both peaks and valleys throughout life's journey. Sustaining a relationship with the same individual for more than 2 decades presents its challenges, emblematic of the essence of marriage, a covenant between 2 individuals committed to weathering life's trials together. The woman in question has undoubtedly encountered numerous trials, yet so has her husband. Over time, the fervor of love may diminish, yet during times of ailment, genuine care and concern often surface, illuminating those who hold steadfastly to support. Therapeutic interventions, such as counseling, can significantly assist couples in navigating their challenges. Concurrently, personal growth for each partner plays a pivotal role in fortifying the relationship. Notably, relying solely on a spouse for one's happiness can impose undue strain. The essence of contentment largely emanates from within oneself. Similar to the adage that suggests if one desires external circumstances to change, internal transformation must precede. Recognizing the need for self-evolution and a shift in perspective often heralds positive transformations within relationships.
Let's talk about the things that I regret doing at my wedding, or things that I wish I had done differently. Y'all usually love when I share wedding content, and all of my wedding content is usually really positive. I never actually talked about the things from my wedding day that I would have done differently or not done at all. And I'm so thankful that I got to have a beautiful wedding at the end of the day, and that's what matters. In other news, I made a cream cheese pumpkin loaf, gluten-free. It's really good. I got mouth surgery this week, and so it hurts to eat almost anything. If you see me struggle, that's why. My biggest regret of my entire wedding day, my husband and I did not share our vows privately because nobody warned me how embarrassing it was gonna feel. Maybe this is just a me thing, but how embarrassing it was gonna feel to write the most intimate, heartfelt vows to pledge to the love of my life and then read them in front of everyone that you know, all your closest friends and family. It was embarrassing, and I literally think about it and cringe a little bit inside, so I don't know if that's healthy or not, but I do wish that my husband and I had had some private time before our ceremony to give our vows to each other in private. I just think it would have been a lot more intimate and special, and I would have felt more meaning in what I was saying and less freaked out about all the people watching us. I wish I had instructed someone, which I'm pretty sure I did and they didn't do it, but I wish I had instructed someone to pack up some of my wedding food and a bunch of my wedding cake to take to the hotel room with my husband. Really don't have time to eat, and even if you do, you're so high on the moment, you don't want to eat a lot, but then you get back to your hotel room and you're like, I'm freaking starving, and I wish I had actually enjoyed my wedding cake and enjoyed my expensive wedding food. Another thing, I wish my husband and I had practiced our first dance a little bit more prior to our wedding, because maybe this is just a me thing, but nobody prepares you for how embarrassing it is to slow dance with a million people watching you.
When you have a big audience of people watching you dance, you feel like you need to give them something more than like an 8th grade slow dance. I would just say practice your first dance, maybe come up with a few simple, cute moves, a dip or two, a spin, and just throw that in there. Okay, this next one might seem stupid, but I know that there are girls on this app who will care about this and not think of it. I wish I had asked my videographer to video some vertically as well as horizontally, so that I could have posted vertical videos on like Instagram and TikTok and not have to crop it really small. Random and doesn't matter that much unless you care about that sort of thing, but I enjoy showing y'all parts of my wedding on social media, and I always have to crop it into like a little square. It doesn't fit the screen. Anyways, another silly, probably controversial thing, I didn't fake tan for my wedding. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being pale, but I was a little bit more pale than I wanted to be in hindsight looking at my photographs, because I feel like you already look a little bit more washed out in photos if you have a more pale complexion naturally. So I just wish I had had a little bit more color, something to work with, you know? Comment below if you have any big ones from your wedding day that other people might want to see.
I wish to draw attention to the noticeable contrast in a woman's demeanor when she experiences love and contentment in her life, compared to those who persistently offer detrimental guidance, advocating for the destabilization of familial bonds. Women who embrace more traditional marital roles often exude an enhanced beauty, radiating joy and displaying less strain on their countenances. In contrast, others appear disinterested, consistently employing aggressive tones and a narcissistic sense of humor that fails to resonate positively with others. Consider the aura surrounding a woman deeply in love. It holds a captivating essence. It is this aura that often draws a man back home, seeking solace in the presence of a wife eagerly anticipating his return. A woman's enthusiasm for her partner's arrival far outweighs the impact of a partner who spends the entirety of her day disheartened and discontent, voicing complaints and displaying boredom towards everything.
So, I have a question. It's a big question, and it's for all you hot single guys. I want to know where you are, because I can't find you. You're not in any coffee shop. You're not on most of the dating apps that I've been on before. And you're not hanging out with my mates. So where are you? Literally, tell me your location. Because I have almost retired my vagina because I can't find a single guy that I find remotely attractive, funny, smart, intelligent, charming. Where are you? Do you all go and hibernate on some far-off island somewhere else? Like for the summer and the winter and the autumn, and like literally come out for like 2 weeks and oop, I miss you. Where are you? Come on, like answers on a postcard. St. Albans, send your location to me and I'm coming. Literally coming.
What do you bring to the table? I think that man is weak. I cannot imagine my dad asking my mom in those days, what do you bring to the table? Like, can you imagine? I feel right now that any man that asks a woman what you bring to the table is a very weak man, because a man in their own masculine and in their own power shouldn't need to ask that. They would know what they bring to the relationship and how they can hold the relationship. And here is the thing. This is my true belief. I feel that women naturally will bring like amazing things to the table. And, you know, as well as men. But the things that women bring most to the table are not actually the physical things. It's the energetics. You know, that energy that you take into a relationship and you start to see your man look good. He starts to do well in life. He starts to go up the career. Things start to look up for him. He starts to create better, have a better life. This is what we bring to the table. And this is what men need to realize. That women, we just bring the magic to the table. and all they have to do is to hold space for us to bring that magic more into their lives. So men, if you're watching this, this is what we bring to the table: magic.
The suggestion posited is that were it not for the contributions of her mother, it is likely her father would not have pursued marriage or parenthood. The implication raised questions whether her father's choice to have children with her mother lacked a substantial basis. This notion is underscored by the statement attributing women with bringing forth energy and an inexplicable enchantment to relationships, akin to the whimsical notion of hocus pocus, hinting at a belief that her husband might anticipate receiving 3 wishes akin to those granted by a genie. Furthermore, she asserts that women significantly augment men's accomplishments. It is implied that her association with a man hinges on his pre-existing success, suggesting that lacking such success would preclude her from forming a relationship with him in the first instance.
17 and a half years married, 4 kids. I begged this man, please, I've never been out of the U.S. Can we please go out of the U.S.? I want to experience something new. Can we travel? Can we do something? No. I get a text from him 5 minutes ago. What does it say? Hey, I need your permission. It's in the planning, but me and Aaron, his fiance, are taking her kids and he wants to take Kylie to Mexico for spring break. And I said, because he needs my permission to do that. And I said, absolutely, it's a great experience for her. Just please watch her, have fun and be safe. But it's really, really hard for me because it's like 17 and a half years, 4 kids, and I begged you to take us or to take me and to do those kinds of trips and to spend that kind of time with us. And it was always no. And now you're giving this woman everything that I begged you for. Everything I begged you for, you are giving to her. People do that because they want to feel heard. They want to know that they're validated for feeling the way that they're feeling, that it's not right and it isn't okay. And it confirms my choice to divorce was right. Even though I'm the one that was shamed and I'm the one that lost friends of 15 years because they didn't want to be associated with me anymore because I walked away. It's just so hurtful. It's so hurtful when the person that you love and just you see them give somebody else everything that you asked for. Everything you asked for. And they turn around and give it to somebody else. And maybe it's because he's giving it to her because he realized, hey, Mandy left me because I wouldn't give it to her and I wasn't listening to her. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. But it still doesn't change the fact. You're giving her everything I asked you for. You know, talking about self-worth and loving yourself. It's hard not to, when something like this happens, to go, why is she worth doing all of this for and I'm not? And why? And I know I shouldn't think that, but you can't help but think that. And then on the other hand, you're like, and why can't I find somebody who wants to give me those things and wants to love me and let me love them too in the same? Like, I'm not just saying give that to me, but like mutual, like I want to give you everything that you want and I want you to help me get the things that I want. But it just feels so unfair, and life isn't fair. And you know, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is.
Damn, don't nobody want me? Nope. Hey, do you want to hang out tonight? Nope. Nope. Damn, don't nobody want me? But if you close your emotional balance, emotional balance, emotional balance, emotional balance.
Anybody else like in their 30s, 40s, and beyond, and they're currently dating and trying to navigate the whole dating world, do you ever just like lay in bed and think, F, I definitely didn't see myself here?
being single in our 30s and just, you know, trying to navigate it because it's pretty shitty out here. But tell me this, tell me why it's easier for a woman who has more baggage than Delta, who hasn't kept a job longer than she's kept a pair of underwear, but she can find her a man quicker than she changes the next pair. Oh, and apparently he treats her real good too. But the independent, morally sound, loyal women, good women out here, we're the ones who's single and can't find a man.
I just got back from a date. I am so over this. So we went to sushi. It was our 4th date. We have not kissed yet. And like, I'm thinking like, are we into this? Are we not into this? Like, what's happening? Asking him a bunch of questions and I'm trying to keep the conversation engaged. And look, there's characteristics about him that were great. But then we get to the nightcap bar where we're having like a little after dinner drink. I just go, do you have any questions for me? Like, is there anything you want to ask? Is there like anything you want to know? I'm an open book. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. Do you just have any questions that you want to ask? Just not really a question guy. Cool. Yeah. No, totally get it. Not a question guy. No worries. I'll just break my back carrying this conversation the rest of the night. Thanks so much. He also told me that if I died tomorrow, he wouldn't care.
Dating in your 40s after divorce is like, yo, babe, age is nothing but a number. Yes, honey, that's what I said when I was 19, too.
Dating in Idaho is hard, especially when you're not a 20-something with no baggage. But then fast forward to being 34, 3 kids, it gets a little difficult, not to mention I'm 5'10", on the curvier side, obviously not white, which in Idaho is apparently a crime. But then you throw in, like, I look like this sometimes, guys. Like, you don't want, I'm exotic. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want this, just because I look like this half the time, look at that. Look at my boobs. So, accepting applications. I'll look like this every once in a while, but I mostly look like this.
No, I look crazy right now. I've been crying in my car for like 30 minutes. But can someone explain to me why all men suck? I've been talking to a guy. We've been texting. It was great. He said, I'm 5 minutes away from picking you up. I got all dressed up for our date. And boom, I'm blocked. And I don't understand why men treat good women like I am an amazing woman. Huge heart, very loyal. And men just play with my feelings. That's all they do. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense.
If one regards the individuals previously dated unfavorably, it may be prudent to reconsider the choice of prospective partners. Refraining from pursuing individuals of higher societal status could be advisable.
With Singles Mixer, and only women showed up. Attempted going to a singles mixer in downtown Phoenix. The ratio of men to women was way off. We left after maybe 40 minutes, but hey, we tried.
Okay, I'm confused. What happened to strong, independent women don't need no man? What happened to women not wanting to date men anymore? What happened to lonely, single, and desperate men would do anything to get a woman? For some reason, the math is not mathing. Because from what I'm hearing about singles events, it's flooded with women. Women are looking for relationships. Women are looking for relationships despite whatever they're saying online, that they prefer to be alone without men. See, women are not being truthful. They come online and they say They don't need a man. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to settle. But then when you see a singles event, it's primarily all women. Where are the men? Yeah, we know where the men are because they don't want to deal with it anymore. You see, there's a big difference. When women say they don't want something, they actually want it. When a man says he doesn't want something, he means it.
As a single 28-year-old woman, I cannot stress enough the importance of making sure that you have friends in your life who are in the same chapter as you. For years, I struggled being the only single friend that I knew of, meaning all of my friends were either in serious relationships or married. And constantly being around people who were in relationships really ate away at my self-esteem. Because weekends would come, I would want to hang out with my friends and they'd always be like, sorry, I can't, I'm with my boyfriend. Which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but after that happens so many times, you're like, okay, something needs to change. I also feel like the sense of relatability gets lost between you and your friends who are in relationships for a long time when you're single for a long time. It's like, I felt like they almost didn't understand what I was going through when I did have a new guy in my life or I was interested in someone because they were so used to just having a committed partner there for so long. But let me tell you, when I actually started prioritizing looking for and making friends who were single, who were in the same stage of life as I was, everything changed for the better. Since having more single friends in my life, I have gone on so many more trips. I have gone out in general so much more. I'm having so many new experiences because I've got these single friends who don't have anyone else to worry about, so we're able to share new experiences together. Versus when I was just friends with people in relationships, like I didn't travel with them because they were always traveling with their partner. They were spending all their free time with their partner. And it's just such a different vibe when you are talking to someone who is single about relationships and guy problems versus someone who is married or in a relationship. I do value both people's opinions, FYI, but I'm just saying the energy is a lot different when you are single and you are also talking to a single friend who is going through the same exact thing. Also, I know someone's gonna ask, I found all of my single friends on Bumble BFF. Actually, 3 of my best friends right now I found through Bumble BFF, and through them I have met so many new people. So definitely recommend Bumble BFF, it actually works. But anyways, this is not to bash my friends who are in relationships or married. I am still very good friends with all of them. And as time goes on, I'm sure I will eventually get into a relationship, and so will my other friends. I think it really just comes down to being able to prioritize your relationships, your friendships, and your time alone. And if you can do that successfully, then you should be able to maintain all of the relationships in your life. But if you are someone who is single and has been single your entire life or for a very long time, I do think it is so important to have close people in your life who are single as well, because they know exactly what you're going through and you can navigate that together.
Divorce is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, you guys. It's been a year since everything got finalized. And I am living my best life. I am thriving really lately, and finally happy with my routine and my solitude and the things that I do on my own. But this week marks a year, and I'm feeling that grief, just kind of clouding over me, which is wild. It's this person doesn't even exist in your life after 7 years, and like the thought that the things that you thought you were going to build together no longer are viable. So it's just a confusing place to be, Went out last night, had a great time, but now I'm feeling a little in my feels, if you would say. So if you're somebody that's struggling with a divorce, you're not alone. And specifically, if you're the person who asked for the divorce and you feel sad, it's normal. I feel like nobody speaks about the person that took the step towards it, right? Because they're just seen in a bad light. You stopped fighting, you didn't want to work on it anymore, you gave up, whatever the case may be. But it is really difficult to make that decision, and it is really difficult to stand by that decision, and it's really hard to navigate the feelings of both wanting to now be on your own and still grieving the fairy tale thing that you had with that person.
Getting back from a soccer game, and I'm sitting in my car in the dark garage, and I wanted to share something with you guys. And I know if I don't share it right now and record it, that I won't do it tomorrow because the feeling will be gone, and then I'll just tell myself it's stupid and nobody cares anyway. But I wanted to share something about being divorced that nobody really talks about or tells you about. And tonight's game reminded me of that because it was an awesome game. It was like tied 0-0 and we scored in like the last 12 seconds. It was awesome. And everybody's cheering, and it's just, you know, and it was just a reminder that I am missing my partner next to me where I can share in the depth of that experience with. You know how you can kind of just like look at your person or like hug them with excitement, or kind of even if you just like lock eyes for a minute, you know that the both of you are taking in that moment of something your kid just did that's really awesome, and that you're going to relive that memory 10 years from now. It's just this weird mix of like happy and joy and like an empty space at the same time. I'm not saying that so you can feel bad or be like, oh, poor you. Like, it's not that. My life is very, very full, but it's just sharing these parts because I think it's important for you guys to know that there are hard parts of my life too. We often just give the highlight reel, right? I think my sister said to me not too long ago, how's your awesome life going? And I just laughed, you know, but I don't want you guys to think that my life is just a piece of cake, because it's not, and there's a lot of hard things. So when there's hard things in your life, maybe you'll think of me and be like, okay, she's got that. I see little snippets of her hard stuff, and she's still holding down the fort and being healthy and fit and strong. And so maybe I could do that too. So if I can instill that belief for you that this is there for you too, that helps you look a little bit differently at your own challenges. So hopefully that helps. My kid's home. I'm going to go congratulate him. Have a good night.
I'm not in a good way right now, and ranting on TikTok is probably the last thing that I need to do, but I have to say I'm so sick of you men that are cowards. Literally, the first sign that you see of intimacy, you're like, ooh, intimacy, oh, I can't take it, and you shut down. What the hell is wrong with you? And we can call it avoidant attachment issues and love bombing and narcissism. I don't care what we call it. I just know that it's everywhere, and I'm gonna call you coward. You think that it's okay to awaken something in a woman, to awaken and ignite a love, and then never have, I want to say, the wherewithal, the ability. Actually, you have the ability. You have the ability. I know you read all those Jocko books and you think you're mentally strong, but let me tell you something, newsflash, you're not. So you awaken these things in a woman and you don't have the wherewithal, I'll say that, to finish it out, to commit, to do the work. Or you get upset and you get into an argument and you just, you shut down and you give her the silent treatment. If you are a mother raising boys, I swear, can we do better as a collective and not raise the men that we're dealing right now in this dating pool? You know what? It hurts sometimes and it's really tough to face your emotions, I know. But you gotta grow up, babe, and you gotta do it. And in the meantime, you're leaving a trail of casualties behind you, and you're complaining about the dating pool, and you think it's all them and it's not you. It's you, bet. And we are tired as women, and we're just getting more and more damage. I am so sick of these men. They see something bright and shiny, and they're like, ooh, I want that. Do you want that, big boy? You don't want this. Can you really hang with me and my 3 kids? Can you really hang with me and my career, and I'm independent and in my spotlight? Oh yeah, babe, I'll just sit back and watch you. That's what you all say. But you can't handle it because there's men at an event. Get the fuck out of here. Grow up, get a grip. Do not pick me up just to put me down because you don't feel like it that day. I don't need this man. I want to be with a partner. And this sounds mean, but I'm telling you what, you're not going to be anything different or special than the next guy. Let me tell you what your bachelor pad looks like. You got a navy blue comforter, you got protein everywhere, a ring around the toilet because you can't clean your toilet. Your wall art is your huge TV. And then you might have one sentimental piece that's like a flag from your family or something like that, where you lure us bitches in. You're like, oh yeah, like family's important. No, you just sound cool. You just think you sound cool. And we buy it. But at the end of the day, you're a coward. You're a coward. And this is not to the men that are not cowards. I see you guys out there. I see you guys out there. You know what? Y'all aren't really in the dating pool. The world is lacking real men, and women are craving them. Yet at the same time, men just want these like fit girl, gym, career driven, like secure, all these things, right? And I see us women, we're molding, we're going to that. We're trying to do everything we can to get these men just to step up. But it's never going to be enough because they don't have the capacity to step up. And it's disgusting. You're a coward.
Despite what you think, men do not care about your career or how much money you make.
To the mothers that have the luxury of having the child's father around. To the mothers that have the luxury of being able to get a day or two to yourself. To the mothers that have more than just 3 or 4 people as a village. Please appreciate that. Because the mothers that don't, I'm tired. I'm tired. I didn't want to be a single mom. I don't deserve to be a single mom. My babies deserve to have their dads, but their dads ain't.
Considering the fact that women overwhelmingly initiate breakups and divorce, it is probable that you're the one that ended the relationships with their father, which means you being a single mother is your fault.
Let me just respond to this on behalf of all the 40-plus-year-old single women who are single by choice, not because they can't find a man. We are not leftovers. We have made a beautiful life for ourselves. A lot of us are very independent, successful.
We do not care.
Able to completely financially sustain not only ourselves, but our beautiful families. The pool of men who are secure enough in their own identity that they are not threatened by women like that. So when we are single, it's because we have been dealing with men who are so insecure that they are threatened. They try to knock us down to make themselves feel better. And we don't have time for that. We have such a beautiful life full of incredible, incredible things that we have worked our ass off to enjoy.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
We have probably dealt with a lot of man-childs who can't take a strong woman who doesn't need them, but just wants to be with them. Men have a tendency to want to fill the provider role. And when a woman is financially independent, emotionally able to be okay and feels whole without a man, they don't know what to do. But I'm going to tell you what to do. Be their best friend, okay? Make them laugh, comfort them, support them as they're pursuing your dreams. She will do the same in return. So to all the men out there wondering what's wrong with her, why is she still single when they see a 40-plus-year-old woman, understand that she is blissfully happy, so thrilled in her life that she doesn't want to have to deal with your insecurities because you're not.
What she doesn't realize is men do not care about her career. She can cope all she wants and claim that she's only single because men feel threatened and are insecure because of her success and independence. But the truth is, the men that she wants don't want her back, which is why she believes that she is single by choice.
A man asked me yesterday, what makes me think that a millionaire would choose to be with a woman like me, a woman who's in her 30s, I'm 34, over a young 20-something, fertile, beautiful, youthful woman. Before some of you get worked up and are like, the audacity of this man. I know that this person wasn't asking from a negative, ill-intended place because I'm intuitive psychic. I can just feel the difference in the energy. There are men who will try to say these kinds of things in order to put you down and make you feel bad about yourself. And there are those that just, to them, it's just something logical and they're just spitting what they think are facts.
Well, no fucking shit.
But anyway, I went on to say, very confidently I might add, that the kind of man I'm looking for, the millionaire man of my dreams, choosing me over some young 20-something. No offense to the young women out there, okay? Let me finish before you come after me. Choosing someone like me is a no-brainer. Because a woman in her 30s is completely different from a woman in her 20s. We have certain life experience. We have a certain level of personal power. We know what we want. We're not playing around. We're not playing games. We're not going out there. We've been done all of that. And that's not to say that young 20-something-year-olds can't be of that mindset yet. There are absolutely incredible and admirable young 20-something women on this app whose content I follow, and these women have so much more maturity and self-awareness than I did at their age. But back to my story though, what I said is I know who I am. I know the value that I add to a man's life. And my millionaire husband, because he was able to accumulate certain wealth and success, he understands the power of investing in all the right things and people in order to get a great return on investment. So my millionaire husband...
I don't know who that is. I have to do some research when I get done with this interview.
Your millionaire husband doesn't exist. The fact that she still hasn't found her imaginary millionaire husband by the ripe age of 34, yet she still believes she has a chance to not only meet this extremely rare man, but then to be chosen over a younger, more attractive woman with less experience, displays the insane amounts of delusion Western women live in today.
A divorce is definitely like a death.
It's like someone punched me in my stomach, in my gut, and just like took my air out of my body. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm scared. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I'm going to leave my home that I've been in for 20 years and rebuild a life that wasn't supposed to be alone. It was supposed to be with him. It's still hard. Rebuilding your life at 51 years old, it's a lot.
Hello?
Hey, thank you for the flowers.
What?
I just feel like this doesn't change like what happened between us.
What flowers?
What are you talking about? These ones. Here, I'll send you a picture. You know these are my favorite too.
No, are you trying to... What are you doing right now? Like, I didn't send you flowers.
What are you talking about? This wasn't.
Sarah,
this
what
wasn't
are
you.
those?
This
I
wasn't.
didn't send those to you. No.
This wasn't you trying to like apologize.
No, are you trying to fucking piss me off? No.
I
Who sent
feel.
them to you?
I don't know. There wasn't like a note or anything. I guess I got like a secret admirer or something.
What? Yo, you need to throw them away right now.
No, I feel like they'd look really nice by my bed.
Are you serious?
Why would it be? Why would it matter? Why are you so mad? We're not together anymore.
No. Now you're really fucking pissing me off.
What's worse than Sunday scaries? Saturday scaries. I messaged a guy that I did not talk to for like 8 years. Literally like hooked up with him like 8 years ago. And I randomly thought about him. Like, you know, like when you're single at like 28, you start thinking about, oh, maybe from the past, like this is a good guy. Yeah, no. This is what went down. First I messaged him, hey stranger. He said, sorry, who's this? I said, Leah Bars. And then when I said, well, I said Leah, haha. And then I said Bars. And then when I sent Bars, it didn't say delivered. So I was like, did he block me? So then I did this. I went to his Venmo and I sent him $1 and I said, did you block me? And then he unblocked me and said, what's up? This is random. And I said, well, why did you block me? He said, why are you texting me? I said, whoa, I don't know, to catch up. He's like, it's been 8 years. I said, damn, I didn't know people couldn't talk again. My bad. He was like, I have a wife and kids now. Plot twist, my bad. He said, think you're a weirdo. I said, right back at ya. And then the conversation just ended and honestly woke up mortified. Simply mortified. So please stitch this with any other stories that you have that are similar or worse than this, so it makes me feel better about my decisions. Thanks.
So I'm currently going through like the worst breakup imaginable. And he's all I can think about. Like, I love him so much. Like, I miss my boy. Like, I miss like, I miss his touch, I miss him speaking to me, I miss his laugh, I miss everything, I miss his smile, his teeth, his eyes, the stretch marks on his back. Like, I could go on forever. Like, I miss him so much. Like, I haven't brushed my teeth, I haven't showered, I haven't ate today.
Like, I just don't know what to do with myself. Like, this was my other half. This was, like, the love of my life. Like, I just don't know how he can get up and leave me so easily.
If you found value in today's video, you can match that value by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I would also suggest you watch this video next, as YouTube's algorithm thinks you would enjoy it. I greatly appreciate all of your support, and I wish you all the best, and to take care of yourselves. Farewell, everyone.